She told me to make it and try it. I said, okay, I'm gonna make it and I'm gonna try it. And actually I made it and I really like it. The reason why I really like to work in the kitchen, it was because of my mom. She was always sick and we are like a huge family. We are 5 brothers and my mom and my sister. She needs someone to kind of like, sometimes to help her, to do something. So and I was saying, okay, mom, I'm gonna just try to help you. Day by day, I was kind of like learning more and more. Actually, with my mom, I learned a lot. All of my recipes and stuff, it's from home. It's from my mom. In Portugal, it's been 5 years I work. I have been in many different restaurants and stuff like that. So each place I have been, my colleagues and the main chef, all of them, they were like taking classes and stuff like that. They go to a course, something like that, but I never been. Meu mãe, com meu irmão, 3 meus irmãos ainda está no Iraque, no campo refugiado. Eu tenho um irmão que vive na Alemanha. Eu estou aqui em Portugal sozinho. 10 anos eu não vi minha mãe, meus irmãos. Being a refugee, it's really hard. There's like many different reasons to leave your country and you leave your home, your family. Many different ways. Like there's like mine was because of the war. I ran away. I want to have a better life without scare. I was studying because I was really young. I was like 15, 16 years old. After I finished the school, I just ran home, ate something, go play football. Every single moment I was like really enjoying. Then one day, like 3rd of August, 2014, in the morning early, like around 7, 8 a.m., something like that, people are shouting, screaming, running away. Everyone just wanted to reach a point that they can save their lives. We decided to run away also. So with a lot of people, there are like thousands of people. And the only place that we can be a bit like safe was to go to the mountain. How are you gonna survive until you find a way to leave the mountain, to go somewhere else, to another city or another part of Iraq to say like, this is a safe place to stay in. What happened is we just stayed there like for 7, 8 days. Most of the days there was no food to eat, there's no water to drink. You need to survive. We just kind of like decide to move from the mountain and we went to cross the border to Syria. So by crossing the border to Syria also there was like some areas there was like still like they are like shouting and they like fight. Many people were killed in that trip between Iraq and Syria border. We stayed in a refugee camp for almost 1 month. The life in a refugee camp, and especially like for someone that doesn't know anything about being a refugee or migrant or leaving your home or your country for the first time, it was like a huge. I was like shocked. Like, how am I gonna survive? You're born in a country, you grow up in a country, you study. And one day you wake up, you just run away and you kind of like find yourself in a tent in a refugee camp in your own country. Being a refugee in your own country that you born in and you grow up in, it was like shame to many people, especially the government. Then one day my mom was saying like, just do something, just try to escape, just leave Iraq. I was saying like, but okay, if I leave, what about you, the rest of the family? And then one day I just decided to leave. I was only 16. I left because I don't have a passport. I need to kind of like pay people to reach me to the border. The only way to find someone, it was the contrabandist. You need to pay them money and it's not safe. They're gonna tell you a lot of things, they're gonna promise you with many things, but nothing of them is true because they never know what's gonna happen when you cross the border to others, like without a passport, without documents and stuff like that. So the first time I paid him $300, which was like good if it happened. The first border I crossed was like from Iran to Turkey and they caught me, they put me in jail for 33 days. And that moment I was only 16 years old. 11 a.m. I left home. I said bye to my mom, my whole family. And I catch the car and I went with them. After like 3-4 hours, we kind of like get close to get out of Iraq. They said, okay, we need to change the car now. We need to climb the mountain and stuff like that. And when we made the deal, there was nothing. It's just we're gonna go by car until we reach there. So almost 5-6 hours we were like walking in the mountain and it's snowing, super cold. You don't know anything about the area, about where you are. It's just someone is walking in front and you are just following him. For 33 days I was in jail. 16 years old and being in jail without any reasons. I mean, it was really hard. It was so bad, and like there was like, I don't know, like hundreds of people. They were like just struggling in the lines to get some food. There's like kids with us. There's like old people with us, and all of them, they are running from the war. So after 33 days, when they said you can leave the jail, I said, okay, I have decided to leave Turkey. From Istanbul, I went to Izmir, and from Izmir, I decided to cross the sea. I need to find another contribution to pay him money to leave Turkey, because my goal was to go to Greece, because Greece is the border of Europe. When you reach Greece, if you are a bit lucky, you can have like many opportunities to leave Greece in a bit easier ways than crossing from Iraq to Turkey or some other countries. So, and from there, the only way is to cross the seas by boat. And it was a plastic boat. I took those pictures when I was trying to catch the boat to Greece. We were like a lot of people inside the boat trying to cross the sea, to have a better life, to be free to do whatever you want to do. And most of those people, they were like crying, they were like screaming. I was just smiling, kind of like laughing, very happy. Either I'm gonna die or I'm gonna have a better life. There's like nothing else to do. There are like 4 boats driving one after the others. We were like in the first. So after like the whole trip was 2.5 hours more or less until we reached Lesbos. On the way, the other 3 boats that they were like driving after us, they were like broke, and we were like watching them. Many people died. And the hardest part is like, I mean, you cannot offer them help. You cannot give them a hand. If you try to even to help them, it can happen to you. Then you're gonna ask someone else to help you, and there is no anyone. So we were like watching people, like many people, like old people, like kids. They were like dying, and we cannot do anything. This picture was taken when I really arrived to the other side, to Lesbos, to Greece. The moment that I left the boat, people, all the people, they just like kind of like stand, and we took a picture together. So we just was like very happy. Everyone was like super happy. Like we was like smiling, hugging each other. Some of them were crying because they are really happy. And I just like put my hand like, we took it, like it's freedom. It's really, I'm free to do whatever I want to do now. After 1 year and 8 months, I got a call in the morning, and they said like, congratulations. I said, why? What's wrong? What's happening? They said like, you are going to Portugal. I was like really shocked and surprised. I said, why Portugal? They said like, it's the only country that have been choosing you to go there. I said, no, I don't want to go. They said, okay, you have 3 choices. Either you're going to choose Portugal to go, or to stay in Greece, or to go back to Iraq. I said, to go back to Iraq, it's very dangerous. I don't want to risk. In Greece, it's really hard to risk to survive, because there's no that much opportunities to work or to have a better life. So I said, okay, I just decided to come to Portugal. I arrived at the Lisbon airport, and they said, bem-vindo. Really opened the door for me. I said, okay, this is home. This is where I'm supposed to stay and try to build a new life, a better life, without any fear or any scare. So, and then I just decided to work. After like really short time, like more or less like 1 month maybe, I just decided to go to the park, across the place where I was staying, and play football. And there I found the founder of Lisbon project. Her name is Gabriela. The moment that I entered the kitchen here, I started preparing cooking for them. It makes me like feel really happy and really proud of what I'm doing. And I call them like my second family now. Since 2014 until now, my family lives in a tent in a refugee camp until now. And from government or from anybody, like there is nothing. 2 days ago, actually, I just heard from the news, there was a fire in the refugee camp where my brother and a few of my cousins, they live. There was almost 20 tents, they were like burned. And it took them like almost 7 hours until they stopped the fire. Like there's no any kind of like condition there. Like every situation is getting like harder and harder and harder. One of them is worse than the other one. It never gets better. And people are really kind of like getting kind of like, people say like it's enough. It's really enough. It's been a long time. To be a refugee in a refugee camp and there's nobody kind of like see you or watch you or try to hear your voice to others, it's hard. There's no way to let people know without media, and it's really sad that from media part there was like nothing, and until now there is nothing. There was nothing about like refugees and about their stories, about their lives, how they struggle in refugee camps. They are the only way to let other people know about and try to kind of like maybe help them with just with that, like not that much, just give them like good picture and explain what are the how hard it is. And I'm really glad and grateful that I have made this decision to stay in Portugal. And one of my goals actually is to have my own restaurant here in Lisbon. So, and now, nossa comida está pronta. We're gonna have legumes à brás. It's a Portuguese dish, and I made this because I love Portugal and I love Portuguese people. It's my biggest goal now, after I got my citizenship in Portugal. I love to try like any way and however it's gonna be, just to bring my mom, at least just my mom, because Portugal is, for me, and from what I kind of like, I figured out and what I have seen, Portugal is an amazing country to live in. Very simple to survive and easy. People are nice. You are free to do whatever you want to. They have like kind of like rules. They have systems, and better than any other place. So, and because of that, I would love to bring my mom, at least if not the whole family, just my mom, to be here with me, because this is home. It doesn't matter what is my skin color. It doesn't matter what is my background. It doesn't matter what is my language. None of this is important. What matters, what's really important is I'm a human as any others. And before you see me a refugee, I'm a human.